For right.
I thank you, Mr Speaker, and can I inform you that oh how the mighty have fallen. Once we used to see a proud Labor Party stand on the other side of this chamber and debate the issues that affected the nation. What we have seen the Labor Party revert to is a small band of merry men and women who are now focused on Western Australia and Western Australia only. The government's failure to protect the interest of local workers and consumer. Can I inform the House that I have local consumers and local workers in Queensland. I have local workers in New South Wales. Nothing of that from those on the other side. What we did hear from that on the other side was quite eloquently from the first speaker from Perth, some political commentary about the Western Australia government, some debt and deficit. The member for Cowan spoke about she wanted to talk about trust, and I'm looking forward to coming to having that chat about Labor's track record on trust, giving the Medicare scare campaign. The member for Burke kindly informed the House about the MyEFO 12% infrastructure funding, yet they only have a population in Western Australia of 11%. And the member for Brand gave us a very, very comprehensive resume on some state members, and the member for Fremantle probably made the most sense out of all of you. So congratulations to the member for Fremantle. I tell you what we didn't hear during this debate. We didn't hear members from the other side of the House come in here and talk about the real effects of Labor on small business. We didn't hear them talk about the effect of Labor Party policy on the free trade agreements when they opposed them. We didn't hear those on the other side of this place come in here and talk about the effects of Labor Party policy on small businesses in and around the ban of live cattle export. Now, Northern Western Australia was drastically affected by that. Northern Territory were affected by that. Northern Queensland were about my local operators through those areas. We didn't hear them come in and speak about the effect of Labor Party policy on those local communities, those businesses and those farms who may, in some circumstances, only get one cheque per year. We didn't hear about the transport operators that were adversely affected, and we didn't hear about the maritime operators that were affected. We didn't hear those on the other side come in and talk about their leader and how he represented the removal of shift penalties for the clean workers. We didn't hear any of that, and yet they wanted to prosecute a debate about how they are supposedly opposed to local workers. We saw more recidivist behaviour by the leader of the opposition when we saw him in action with the Chiquita situation. We didn't see those on the other side of the House come and talk about the 35,000 owner-operators that would be forced off the road as opposed of Labor's Road Remuneration Tribunal. 35 operators in my electorate. I can tell you, I will stand here and defend those operators every day of the week. I am a small business operator. I have trucks on the road, and what you guys done on the other side of this House was nothing short of shameful, and you should be condemned for it. It was appalling the way that you handled that piece of policy. The carbon tax. I want to take that interjection. The member on the other side of the House claimed that the Remuneration Tribunal was about saving lives. Can I assure you that from the union's perspective, it was nothing more than getting owner-operators off the road so that they could have union drivers in company trucks pushing small business out the day, and then have the audacity to come in here and then try and debate the government's failure to protect the interests of local workers and consumers. It's a joke, an absolute joke in and around that policy section. We didn't see them come in here and talk about the environment and how Labor policies into the future want to talk about shutting down the coal mines because they no longer have an appetite and scoff at us as a government when we say that coal-powered fire stations will be part of the energy mix into the future. That is our policy position. We will shift to in making sure that our coal-powered stations are clean into the future. They didn't come in here and talk about Labor's track record on 457 visas. It's appalling. It's appalling. Mr Speaker, under the coalition, since we come to office, we've created over 500,000 jobs, and with employment standing at records high of nearly 12 million since December 2006. This government is the only government, a government of a broad church, predominantly made up of small business members. We are the only ones that can represent small business, consumers and growth in this country.
Order. I thank the honourable member for Wright. The discussion has concluded.